I'll make sure to watch it for next
Podcast.
time. Hey,
Podcast.
what's up?
Yay.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah, but hoping patient arrives at some point. Pinged him a bit late today, so yeah, podcast. Yay.
Yay.
Are we recording right now?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
We're never given the indication. Um, hey, cool thing. I don't know if did I mention this last time? I saw Shazam too.
I don't think you mentioned that. It's been a bit.
Okay.
I don't know why
But
anyone would mention that.
all right.
That's
So
mean, but you know.
I went and I saw Shazam, the sequel, the Shazamining.
Hmm.
Um
Shazam 2, the one that definitely doesn't have Dwayne Johnson.
the one that definitely doesn't have Dwayne Johnson. Instead it has uh, uh, uh gods appearing in it.
Cool.
And
The Shazam ones or different
yeah,
ones?
Shazam 2. It has Fury of the Gods, it's called, and there's a dragon in it.
Of course
It's
there is.
I swear, like the latter arc of that movie is just D&D monsters everywhere.
Okay. Did
It's
they
it's
throw
kind of
Mind Flare in because it's topical?
it's kind of cool. It's no mind flare necessarily, but it is the premise of the movie is basically the other gods of the past want the power of Shazam returned to them because it was originally taken from them because it was, I guess like there's these three goddesses and they these sisters and they want their god powers back. And they obviously don't think that giving a bunch of god powers to a bunch of children is a good idea, and that those children should have those powers to begin with.
I
Which
mean, fair.
fair, because I was actually getting really frustrated at the main cast of characters
Being
Oh.
children or how they act specifically?
because it's just kind of a lot of obvious mistakes that they make over and over and over again. Um, it's kind of frustrating. I think they did. I think I enjoyed the movie. Um, but it's like that's like a B plus maybe in terms of like hero movie type stuff. It
That's better than I thought.
it's 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 not what DC desperately wants.
I don't think DC desperately wants anything from it anymore, so, that's.
They always want that big success. They had a lot of stuff riding on Black Adam being good, and uh, then it came out.
If they want it to be good,
I,
maybe they should just make a good movie.
I don't know if they were banking on that. To be perfectly honest, I'm pretty sure they knew that Black Adam was going to be kind of shit, and Dwayne Johnson was such a prima donna about the whole thing that it basically cemented the James Gunn deal, like just on how that film was shaping up. So yeah, I I'm going to be perfectly honest. I watched the pitch meeting for this film, and that was so forgettable that I wasn't sure that I'd watched it.
Mm.
So yeah, even the 5 minute thing making fun of the film, I didn't even remember. Except for that Dwayne Johnson joke about how they have to okay everything with Dwayne Johnson rather than any of the producers or executives or anything. It's just him. It's just The Rock. The Rock controls the films now. Yeah.
It is Shazam 2 is a weirdly paced movie, and it has it's end of Shazam, all the all the foster kids get the Shazam powers, right?
Hmm.
Um, you don't get a lot. You really don't get a lot of Billy Bats in this movie.
What do they call the other kids? Because it was like Lieutenant Marvel and shit. Do they?
Uh, One of them calls himself Captain Everypower. Like,
All
like
right. I can't say it's not accurate.
you know, like they don't really have names as heroes. In fact, throughout the entire thing, he's the closest thing that they have is like what is it? They're like the disasters or something, you know?
Hmm.
Because every time they go to solve a problem, they usually end up screwing it up or not solving it entirely. Um, yeah, it's it was okay, you know. Like that B plus territory for me is like it's okay. There are parts of it that I liked. There are parts of it I wish that they spent more time on, and I liked how it ended. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing with their extended universe crap anymore.
Well, they're not. That's what they're doing with it. They're not.
See, but there's a post credit scene. Um, and I feel like I can talk about up
I,
the post credit if you
I mean,
don't
yeah,
if
it explicitly doesn't matter anymore. All this stuff is
yeah.
getting shit canned.
Okay, so two of the I don't even remember their names. Two of the characters from the Peacemaker show that work for Amanda Waller show up and try to invite Shazam. They invite Shazam to the Justice Society.
All right.
And he's just like, "Oh yeah, is that the one with Wonder Woman in it?" And they're like, "No." Is yeah. So
Okay,
I,
I'm gonna be honest. I kind of don't hate that because the thing is with what they've done is there's the Justice League, which is Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman and the rest. And okay, that's cool. Well, it wasn't, but you know what I mean.
mhm.
And now they're having the Justice Society of America,
Yeah,
which that would make sense as an organization of superheroes that inexplicably it's Amanda Waller that's running it, but still it would make sense that it is a presumably government mandated operation, which
yeah,
we've seen in the comics a bunch of times of like a government enforced superhero team agency whatever, and that's definitely a way that they can do it if they were going to continue it, which they're not. The part with Superman being part of the JSA is a little weird, but whatever. You know.
Well, it's
Thanks, Mr. Johnson. You prick.
the JSA, I believe, is the precursor to the Justice League. As
So
in, like,
Captain Marvel takes place in the past.
no, that's not how. In the comics, it was the Justice Society, and then it spun off into the Justice League.
It was, yes. That's what I'm saying. Is having them both doesn't make sense until you realize one of them is it's actually America, as in the American government.
Yeah.
That's behind it.
I still don't know what they're going to be doing going forward with more of the movies, because I know there's the Flash movie, and that one is that's a weird one.
I don't think the Flash movie could ever like the actual content of the movie could ever eclipse the conversation of how the main cast member is a pedophile. Like, wow.
And was on the run from the police for quite some time.
I
Yeah.
imagine they have to recast him, obviously, but like,
They're not.
how is that not going to be jarring?
They're releasing it.
Yeah, they
Oh.
sheltered him so they
Oh,
could
it's already-
continue filming.
Oh, that's really fucked up. What?
Hey, yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
What a time to join, patient.
We were just talking about how the Flash movie should have been canceled.
Because they were harboring a pedophile.
Yeah, like, cancelled in every possible meaning of the word. Like, holy hot damn. That was, whew.
But look, hold on. You guys want look? We got Michael Keaton's Batman. You guys want to see the Flash movie? Michael Keaton, he's there. We got General Zod back from Man of Steel.
That's weird.
We put Supergirl in there too for some reason. Like, I don't know. Also, there's from the trailer in the Flash movie. There's two Flashes because he's basically universe jumping or timeline jumping with his speed.
Oh god, now I'm just considering the madness of him jumping into the Arrowverse, and it's just, like, really sad and pathetic for both of them.
Oh no!
Like, wow. The films have fallen so far that they have to get cred from the TV show soap opera, and the TV show soap opera is just even worse than it was when people were actually talking about, hey, use this as the Flash. Like, oh god, everything sucks. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
There are. It's far easier to just kind of go along with James Gunn's just nuke everything approach at this point, because, like, what do we even have?
yeah, you don't got much.
Like, in fairness, a lot of that was executive meddling and all sorts of infighting behind the scenes, and there's no clear indication that that's going to go away going forward. So, you know.
Well,
They wrote off an entire goddamn finished movie.
well, we have they're doing a Blue Beetle thing still in August.
Yeah, they're doing Blue Beetle, and they're doing James Gunn wants to do Booster Gold, and I'm kind of happy about both of those. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and
They
then they have
don't get as much love as they deserve.
Then you have Aquaman 3.
I really like Jason Momoa as an actor.
Yeah,
I feel bad.
me too.
Yeah. You know, I've watching his stuff since he was on fucking Stargate. That was great. It's a cool dude. Well, you hope they
And-
bounce back. Maybe he'll get something in Henry Cavill's fucking Warhammer thing that he's doing.
At
That'd be
least
cool.
Peacemaker is a good show. I like Peacemaker.
Yeah, I've been told that is the one shining spot in this whole kerfuffle.
Yeah, thanks, James Gunn.
I was tempted to watch that earlier a couple days ago when I had a bit of free time, but I couldn't remember if it was good, and I didn't want to jump into something that was shit. So
It is
good to
good.
know. Good to know it's
Um,
worth picking up.
It's hilarious. James Gunn is the showrunner on that one, and you can tell. So
Yeah.
it John Cena's acting, he does such a great job as Peacemaker of having a layered character, but also like a pathetic character at the same time.
Hmm.
He's great. He's the loser wannabe superhero, um, whose solution is to shoot people in the face.
Can't really
Uh,
fault that
yeah,
methodology given how the rest of the DCEU operates. Like, okay. Batman does it, it's probably okay.
in Black Adam when they meet, there's like
There we go.
there's a whole superhero team that they create just for Black Adam, and the point of that superhero team is to just look at Black Adam and say heroes don't kill. And then I look at the rest of the DC movies and I'm like, are you sure about that? Are you sure?
Fucking the best meme I've seen of that was fucking God, one of the characters is like, we can't beat the powers out of him, we have to talk him down, and then the same character 5 minutes later says surrender or die. Like
Yeah. Yeah. What was the? Oh yeah, the last MCU thing was Ant-Man, right? I
yeah,
just remember.
that thing that exists.
I have been watching. Speaking of Disney stuff, I have been watching the new Mandalorian season.
I
It
have
is,
no idea whether it's any good or not.
I've only seen the first 3 episodes, I think.
yeah. I've been enjoying it.
I've only heard about this show from osmosis. People love the first 2 seasons. We're kind of pissed that there are basically 2 episodes of it in Boba Fett. And I haven't actually heard anything about how the new season's going.
I'm enjoying it. It's a bit slower paced, um, but I don't dislike it. Um, the characters are still on point. Getting to see more of a more on how the Mandalorian group that Mando's a part of, operates, and getting that sort of perspective. They go to Mandalore in the newest season. We get
Yeah,
to
it's
see the
it's
results of
bad.
that. Yeah, no,
You get to
it
see
is
what
awful.
You get to see what a glassed planet looks like.
Yeah. Being being the culture that makes the super important space wizards piss themselves in fear, probably. Yeah, that's kind of the response that gets.
There's one episode that doesn't really focus on Mando and instead moves over to somewhere else, and I really like that, even though some people didn't like that. And I liked it purely because we got to see the perspective of a former Imperial trying to be readjust into a Republic society, and how that process goes. And I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Like, you worked for the Empire, you were on their side. We have to put you through a whole readjustment process, undo any brainwashing they may have done to you.
Yeah, just sort of post World War II Germany, where the Germans realized they were the baddies, or they most of them kind of knew and just had to go along with it because, hey, you get shot otherwise. So, yeah, I can see how that would be an interesting angle to take, and why the showrunners would want to do that in their popular show that gets a lot of eyeballs, so they want people to see the thing that they are really interested in trying out and seeing how that goes.
Really, I think that I think that the Mandalorian is the best thing to happen to Star Wars as a franchise, because
Yep.
it's managed to. I haven't met anybody who hates the Mandalorian.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah. I don't think you get any pushback from that. Yeah.
and at worst, you just like it's not my type of thing. But there's nobody who's just like, oh man, this ruined the franchise. It's so off to the side, but it also is doing its best to help continue to flesh out the world that exists, and it's you know uh pays homage to the rest of the side material for the series that exists. You know,
Hmm.
uh, yeah, I enjoy that, and I was just talking about some of my stuff, but I kind of jumped in on that because I wanted to talk about Shazam too a bit,
Hmm.
which if you've seen any trailers at all, it ends with fighting a dragon, because it goes full Dungeons and Dragons towards the end of that movie with literal D&D monsters just rolling through the streets. I don't know why, but it happens. That's kind of cool though.
Hmm. Yeah. I got nothing for why that would be a thing. Like, that's most of the characters who gave Captain Marvel, etc., their powers were like Greek.
Yeah.
The Greek myth doesn't really have all that many dragons. That's more of a European. That's more of a British thing or a Chinese thing. That's not really.
And even then, Chinese dragons are more serpents than they are wyvern style dragons.
Yeah, it's dragonfish kind of thing is the way it's supposed to be.
But yeah, I have been aside from all of that, my parents are out for the week. They're in the Bahamas. They're going on a. They're like, we'll go with you and your brother, later, but we want to test this out. And I'm like, okay.
I feel like that's code. Code that Zero does not want to understand.
So I'm home with my brother.
Fair enough.
That is still working on my master's program stuff. So
How old is he?
he is 24.
Oh, okay, so he's old enough to understand to leave you the fuck alone. Okay.
Yeah, no, we have our own spaces. So he's gonna have his girlfriend over later, so they're gonna be hanging out. But
That's
It's
yeah.
all code that Zero doesn't want to understand. It's just all happening around him.
I'm just here. I'm just doing my best.
Doing his best is also code that Zero doesn't want us to understand.
Stop. I've been playing Final Fantasy 14 and leveling a bunch of classes in it.
Oh, fun. All right.
I'm trying to get every combat class up to 30. That way, those beginner job icons disappear from me forever. I want to unlock all the jobs formally.
I relate to that so hard. Putting in so much work just to get a fucking notification to go away.
Yeah, basically. It's like, oh yes, this is Thaumaturge. It's like I'll go away Thaumaturge. I want to have Black Mage icon there. Go away Conjurer. I want to have White Mage icon there. I hate playing Black Mage. I hate it. I hate it so much. I have to sit still and cast spells for 3 seconds as a cast time. I hate it. It goes against my brain wiring. I like bouncing around and moving. But yeah, that's about me.
I didn't
Just
do anything cool. I didn't do anything cool.
nothing cool.
Nothing cool.
You didn't even watch clips on YouTube of a AI VTuber like I did.
No. I watched clips of actual VTubers, but that's not exactly worth talking about.
I'm obsessed with this AI VTuber.
I'm only judging you a little bit for that.
No, it's so unhinged. And seeing it collab with actual VTubers and them trying to have a conversation with this AI is hilarious. Because they tend to get roasted really, really badly.
Okay. You do you, I guess.
Whatever fills the void.
Yeah. I have next week off. So from
Nice.
writing. So it's depending on when I get my writing done, but that's how that goes always and forever. So yeah, maybe I will have done cool stuff by this time next week.
Like a backflip.
I'm 34 goddamn years old and I haven't exercised in 10 years. If I tried to do a backflip, my bones would snap like graham crackers. That's not gonna happen.
You can do it.
It would just fly right out of your body. You'd start to do it and it's boom, all over the floor.
I believe in you. You can do it. Do a backflip.
So yeah, that's me, I guess. Hi, patient. How's it going?
Zero.
Yeah.
Slicer. You do realize that trying to encourage someone to kill themselves is one of the scummiest things you can do, right?
It's not killing, it's just grievous harm. For us to laugh.
He's not going to die. He's going to ascend.
I mean, the morphine probably would help do that. Yeah, that sounds like the thing that would happen. I mean, this is probably the worst possible time to do stupid shit, considering there's like doctor strikes going on and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe a bad time for that.
Yeah, a little bit. Anyway, patient, how you going? How you doing?
Speechless at the moment. Well, the past couple of weeks have been pretty normal. Just more of work, more of...
How'd that bank run thing go for you?
It was nothing. Apparently, the reason that they folded was that they were taking out a lot of... they were taking on a lot of high-risk accounts, startup business loans and that sort of thing, and crypto accounts as well. So
yeah, there was that whole thing of one bank being a problem, and everyone was freaking out because it was one of those banks that sort of affect other banks or something.
It was one of the top 20 in the country. So yeah, it was kind of a big deal that it folded, but with the reasons, it's very understandable. So yeah, I forgot that was the last time I talked here. So yeah, there have been a few customers asking about it, but largely nobody seems concerned. My bank does not deal with crypto accounts, and especially after this, we're going to be rather scrutinizing about loans. So
yeah, understandable.
No worries there.
Crypto is a harmful thing for the financial industry. Who knew?
Which makes it pretty much every industry it's in is harmful for.
It's almost like everybody knew.
Square Enix still don't know, but whatever. Enjoy that Final Fantasy 14 while you still can, Zero. It's gonna be an NFT soon.
No, this game is fine. It's under the full power of Yoshi P, and as long as Yoshi P doesn't turn to the dark side, we're gonna be good.
Okay. Anyway, patient. Sorry.
Well, last weekend I attended a funeral out of town. My father's sister passed away. Old age, largely. So, what can you do? So I spent much of the weekend driving 3 hours out of town and then driving 3 hours back into town. It's a rather tedious thing.
Yeah.
But the experience there with my family was pretty nice. It was nice to see a lot of my relatives, so that was nice. I found this with the actual voice actors, it seems.
Interesting.
Okay.
It's hard to tell these days, but I'm assuming if it was AI voices, they would use that in the description or the title.
Yeah, that's actually a selling point right now. It won't be in about a year or so, I imagine, but right now it's a selling point.
I just love seeing more original duels like this with actual voice acting. I love it. Or at least close enough that you can't tell the difference.
Well, it's not like Justin Roiland, is that his name?
Yeah.
It's not like he's got much else going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The stories that came out after that of just like, yeah, no, he just come in drunk or he wouldn't come in at all.
Apparently he had to get drunk to do the Rick voice, which...
I think you could just add in the burps. I don't think...
I think
an excuse to drink on the job.
Any voice actor worth their salt could emulate that.
So, I don't know. We don't really need to touch on that any more than we have already. So,
fair enough.
Most of the week besides that has been quiet. My immediate superior at work, my manager, has been promoted. Friday was her last day at my branch. Now she's just going to be presiding over the market as a whole. We've got a couple of...
Is this the good boss that was like really hardworking, covered for everyone? Was cool?
Sorry?
Was this the good boss that actually did a lot of actual work and covered for people and was really unfairly treated in terms of how the bank was operating and such?
In a way, yes. But yeah, they were piling more work on her than she needed and not getting us more people because we didn't need them because of how hard we were working, basically. But yeah, she's been promoted and it's very well deserved. She's been working in the position she's at for 13 years now, so very much deserved. They've got a couple of nice women standing in as interims while we get a permanent replacement manager sorted out. I'm rather optimistic that it's going to be my old boss, the one from the previous bank who left shortly before I did, who is now working at the bank that I am working at a different branch. Said branch is shutting down soon because of the landlord not renewing the lease or something like that.
Huh. Okay.
So it seems rather perfect. You have a position for manager opening up and a position for manager closing at the same time. So she's got 20 years, maybe 30 years of experience in management. She lives very close. So I'm quite optimistic. But as the branch won't be closing until sometime next month, we'll see how things go. Aside from that, prayers for my family would be good. All of them live under the same house, and it seems that my brother has tested positive for COVID.
Oh.
Vaccinated?
Well, of course, but
It's not obvious. There's a lot of really stupid people.
okay, but yeah, not in my family at least.
That's good.
Yeah, my mother is quite adamant about it because my father is not in the best health. The last thing that anyone wants is for him to get it. So they've been very careful. But as my brother works at the TSA, there's only so careful he can be.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how that turns out. Stuffed myself the past few days in celebrating Zom's birthday. His parents were in town and they took us out to a nice churrascaria. Delicious steaks.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a steakhouse where the waiters come around carrying slabs of meat on swords and slide off piece by piece onto your plate as much as you want.
I like that.
That is
Oh,
pretty
I
cool.
like that. That's nice.
Top sirloin, ribeye, Parmesan crusted, garlic,
Oh dear. Oh goodness.
bacon wrapped chicken.
Oh. Yes. Yes.
These places are expensive, but it's an all-you-can-eat kind of place.
I mean, that makes sense that it'd be expensive. And
Where are
yeah,
we going?
I mean, by all means, if you have one nearby, look one up, set aside $50 or so, and treat yourself at one point. Because
What's it called again?
Yeah, 1 second.
$50 really isn't that bad, actually. I expected
no,
a lot
It's
more.
pretty reasonable, yeah.
That's not including desserts.
I know
But
there's one like special local restaurant around me that has magicians come out and do magic shows for you while you're eating.
Of course there is. You're in California. That's... I feel like that's typical. Like, you have a lot of entertainers in the state, okay? They need to go somewhere.
Yeah. You know, and it's all like a several course meal. Ooh.
yeah, the general term is churrascaria.
Okay. I'll have to look for that.
Or alternatively, just search for Brazilian steakhouse. That'll get you the same thing.
Mm. Okay, that's going on my wish list.
Can't really argue with that. Sounds awesome.
There are 4 within half an hour of me. Okay, being in a big city is great sometimes.
The fucking Cherry Spoon City has now won Slicer over completely. Hooray.
All it took was 4 steakhouses.
Okay. That picture. Yeah, no, that's on a sword. I like that.
Yep.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, but the visual helps. For our audio listeners, just type in Churrascaria. Is that how it is?
Yes, Churrascaria.
Churrascaria.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah, I am reminded of when I went to Greece at one point, and yeah, similar vibe of meat on sharp metal pointy things, of lots of meat. I was too young to consider it a good time back then. I wish I knew better.
The
It's
follies of youth.
understandable.
Yeah. They also had like flaming ice cream or something. It was weird.
Huh. Okay.
Wouldn't be surprised. The one that I went to had they had creme brulee and cheesecake and mousse cake and complimentary served with dinner caramelized bananas. Surprisingly tasty.
Oh yeah, no, the caramelized bananas are great.
Yep. And besides the endless steak, they also have a salad bar, which is all you can eat.
I'm curious how popular that is.
You'd be surprised. They've got some good stuff.
I guess people feel guilted into getting some greens along with their endless meat.
I'm hungry now. God damn.
Yeah.
It's been so long since we've had a podcast where we just talk about food for 20 minutes. So that's cool.
Yep.
Meat.
It was my second time at this kind of place. The first one being, I think it was for Zob's birthday last year, actually.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
I am never going to go to one of these, but I am now searching up Churrascarias. There is not one anywhere even close to me. It looks like, yeah, the nearest one, fucking hell. Let me try that again. Bear with me. Maps. Christ, I wish I knew the map of Britain better so I could figure out where the fuck I am. Yeah, okay, Stafford. So it's a long way away. Oh, no, there's one in Stoke. Okay.
Which is 10 minutes from you? 20 minutes? What?
I'm gonna tell you in a second as soon as I figure out. It is fucking God. Be cool. Just show me the directions from my house, please. There we go.
Fandom Flux wants meat.
It's 3 miles away, so it's 10 minutes.
Oh, that's super easy. All right, yeah.
I can't stop staring at that meat that patient posted.
It's just
Sorry,
chunks
I'm
of
sorry.
meat.
It's
Oh.
I ate before this podcast. I ate.
It doesn't matter, does it?
It doesn't.
Actually helped for me. I'm very full, so I'm fine. I get to enjoy all this.
Yeah, but when you're really full, even the most delightful looking food kind of turns your stomach a bit.
It can, definitely.
Yeah. Turn my eyes away. Closing that. Just pushing that.
Just
Boy.
moving to another channel just so you don't have to look at it and be tempted.
Yeah, just moving away from that, minimizing Discord for a bit. Just in case.
All right. But yeah, aside from that, it's largely been helping some other writers with their writing, of course. There's one user I'm helping on one side with his One Piece pseudo self-insert fic, Little Iron Giant Reforged, and he is also nearing completion of the first chapter for a Yu-Gi-Oh! GX OC story, which he's planning to publish it next Thursday. I've been helping a fair amount with that, and I'm quite satisfied with how it's going so far. It's shaping up to be quite the story. Also working on Platinum Pirate as expected. So. And in real life, we're trying to double down a bit more on our original works, but it's a struggle.
Understandable.
So, yeah. We'll keep working on it, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, original stuff is hard.
Mm.
Said as someone that finished a chapter of an original thing yesterday after working on it for an extra week longer than I was supposed to.
Yeesh.
Yeah, so...
Well, good job, but still, sorry.
It is what it is. It's harder, as you obviously know, and most people would probably expect. I think I've said...
do everything yourself.
Yeah, I think I've said of fan fiction, it's very convenient in that some of the work is done for you, even if you still have to do most of the work yourself. This is all of it, everything. And so it takes more time, it takes more effort, and takes more consideration, because you can't just know things, you have to come up with everything from top to bottom. And yeah, it honestly, I would just say that it takes more time than anything else. Like it's not like it's requiring greater imagination. It's like everything under the sun has already been come up with. Like, but it's just a lot more effort of more things you need to do entirely for yourself. So it takes a bit longer. Anything else?
Largely fair. And no, I don't think I have anything else, except that I am not going to be on next week because it's going to be a general conference weekend with the church, so that'll be good for me.
Fair enough.
Is it Easter? I don't actually know. I never know when Easter is.
Yeah, I believe Easter is the week after that. Let me double check.
I never know.
Yes,
these moving
it is
holidays, I swear. Thank you. Yeah, so it's the week after. Okay.
Yeah.
Because Mother's Day was last week for me. It's like May for you guys, I think. But
yes,
not only is it two different months depending on where you are, it moves to it's a certain Sunday of a month, I think. Or it moves the same way Easter does, in which case it follows wherever Easter happens. I honestly don't know how it works. And I have enough trouble following holidays and events that are literally just on the somethingeth of something.
I just rely on technology to tell me when holidays are. It's so much easier.
Moonpig, it's like a gift and greeting card delivery service, and they let you set reminders. So it's like, hey, Mother's Day is next week. Get something. I'm like, oh, thank you, God. I wouldn't have known otherwise. Thank you. Yeah. So that's... You're still posting food. In fairness, you're posting vegetables now, and that's far less appealing. So that's whatever. What even is that? Zucchini.
Not looking.
I don't even know what a zucchini is.
It's a vegetable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very prolific vegetable. You have one zucchini plant, you'll have more zucchini than you ever want.
Mm.
And those are probably you can make noodles out of it called zoodles. And that's, if you've ever heard zoodles, it's zucchini noodle.
I've never heard of zoodles before now.
I am assuming it's a vegan thing.
Yeah, it's a vegetarian vegan option.
I've tried some stuff like that, like cauliflower stuff, for example. And like
it tastes just like the real stuff. No, it doesn't.
it doesn't. It doesn't. No.
Stop
never
trying to
going-
lie. Like
That's the mistake. Don't compare it to the non-vegetarian version. Just be its own thing.
just let it
Like
be its own thing and let it be its
cauliflower
own
pizza?
flavor.
Cauliflower pizza's fine. I like that. When you're trying to do cauliflower tater tots, it's not the same thing, bro. It's
Why
not
would
the
you
same.
even? Why would you do that? It goes from a vegetable to a vegetable. What?
What?
I assume that there's something in tater tots that is just not kosher for vegans. It's just
It's
an additive
butter,
that
maybe?
they don't. Yeah, probably something like that.
it's not even like necessarily a vegan thing so much as it is a a quote unquote a keto thing.
Oh Christ!
Oh, okay.
Less carbs, replace it with cauliflower.
I suppose there is that. Because potatoes are kind of carby, starchy. So yeah.
I hate keto. I hate it so fucking much. I swear to God.
Well, for a while, my whole family was on the keto diet, and we tried a bunch of that stuff. So
Balanced diet. Carbohydrates are good for you in moderation. There is nothing wrong with them.
Nah, cut them out. They're all evil.
Most
I've never met a
things are
good
good.
carbohydrate.
Almost everything. Okay, now back to what I was saying before. Most things are good for you in moderation. Too much of almost anything is a bad thing.
Breakfasts are very high in carbohydrates most of the time because that is what you need because you have just slept for 8-ish hours and your body is running a bit low on energy. And carbohydrates burn into energy very, very quickly compared to other types of foods. By comparison, at the end of the day, at dinner, you have a lot heavier options. You have protein, you have fat, and that kind of thing, which burns very slowly. So that takes you through overnight. That is why balanced diets work. You don't cut gigantic swaths of food types out of your diet. That's
My weakness: breakfast foods. Patient is continuing to post pictures of food in the chat.
yeah. We
Okay,
actually
I
turned
can't
this
see.
into the food cast by accident. I don't quite know how we did that. But
My willpower is strong.
that looks good though. That last one. What is that? It's peas and
You're
carrots.
testing
obviously.
me. You're testing me. I will not fall for it.
Is that roast potatoes? I think it might be roast potatoes. No, that's roast potatoes. And is that chicken, turkey maybe? It's white meat by the look of it.
I'm looking away.
Ooh, is that deep dish pizza? That looks like deep dish pizza.
Yes, that's deep dish pizza.
That's good stuff. That really gooey cheese thing is absolutely fake, though. That's not how that actually looks. And that's the thing where they put glue between the slices to make it look like stretchy
Ugh.
cheese. It's
Oh.
absolutely bullshit.
Yeah, the world of fake food is horrifying. I know that, but
Yeah.
Every
guess-
time you look at, you hear stories about like, oh, this is how we set up this shot. It's always just like, this food cannot be eaten after what we've done to it.
yeah, pretty
Half the
much.
time it's not even food. Like, they just put a thing that looks like ice cream and then a solution that is not chocolate syrup. It's more like just sort of dyed sludge that happens to look like really good chocolate syrup as a result. And yeah, that's not. It's just prop food. It's not real.
Yeah, even if you made a pizza with like 100% mozzarella, like I don't think it would move like that.
Yeah, it doesn't do that. Like, you cut the pizza. How is it still attached?
I guess you need a new pizza cutter. Is the takeaway from
Yeah,
that?
that's the takeaway. They just have a shitty pizza cutter. Sharpen your tools, damn it.
So have you done anything else?
No, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Also, that's sushi. I've never had sushi. I had,
No,
I,
I've
had,
only-
I had the chance to get it once, and I bitched out. So,
Huh.
Yeah,
I-
Hornet's birthday was a couple of weeks back. Did I not talk about this already?
I don't
don't-
remember.
Maybe? I don't think so.
I thought I talked about this last time. Hornet's birthday was earlier in the month, and Zom and I treated him to a local sushi place where he insisted that I try sushi. So I wound up trying sushi for the first time in my life, and I loved it.
Yes.
There's usually a reason that a cuisine is spread throughout an entire nation. It's usually because it's pretty good.
Yes. So yeah, that went over well. Just something that I need to branch out more of. I only tried one kind of fish, that being the fatty yellowtail. I think it was very good, very smooth, very good with the soy sauce and the rice and the pickled ginger. Very good altogether.
Damn it.
I love sushi. Nothing's like going to a good sushi place and like getting your favorites.
I'll just go to a Chinese buffet and I'll get like their sushi. It's gonna kill me someday, but man, it's
That
good.
will kill you.
There are
but yeah,
4 sushi restaurants in Stockholm Trent.
I don't even want. I wonder what type of rolls they have there
At what?
in the UK.
I don't know. I mean, it's an island, so like, I assume there'd be a fair amount of sushi. Mostly salmon based, maybe.
That'd be an import thing that we don't really do. Like, I don't think a lot of the fish that we tend to fit. Like, we are very, very big on cod. Like, holy shit, codfish is just a massive thing here because it's super fucking easy to get. But
That's fair. I don't know if you can make sushi out of cod.
I have
Is
no
there
idea.
cod
Popular
sushi?
fish.
I don't know enough about sushi to answer that question.
In my experience, it's kind of tougher fish, so I don't know.
I just know it works very well in fish fingers and battered fish fillets and things like that because we have those all the fucking time everywhere.
That would explain why they're so popular. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Patient, please.
Please, what?
So
How's it
my
going,
week
Slicer?
has been 100% devoted to Resident Evil 4 Remake, which
Oh,
came out on
yeah.
Friday. And
That
I've
thing.
played every waking minute since it came out. I just finished my 3rd playthrough. So the last thing I did was unlock the infinite ammo rocket launchers. So the problems are gone. Every L challenge is gone from the game, which is nice. As for the game itself, it's gorgeous. I mean, The graphics are amazing. The RE engine is fantastic. They've really refined it a lot. I'm sure someone will come out with some kind of secret guide for like little Easter eggs the creators included, like people trying to find doll fingers in the game. I don't know why that's been a secret Easter egg since 7, but yeah, I guess once you scan an object into the RE engine, it's there forever, and you can just use it anytime.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, that's how we've gotten all the kinds of bullshit that have happened in the various RE engine games, like Virgil in Resident Evil 2 Remake. Like,
speaking of visuals and costumes, apparently people are really upset that you can't look up Ashley's skirt.
I was going to ask. It was for someone else, but no one's going to believe me. I was going to ask whether you could do that.
Right. So her skirt is like hard locked to her leg motions. It's not like a free flowing separate piece of cloth. So like you can't look up her skirt because it's so tight against her legs. Even though it's not like a pencil
photo
skirt
mode.
Yeah, I suppose in photo mode you could zoom around.
One would assume, but there isn't like an Easter egg of her like being "fuck off" kind of thing.
No, she doesn't squeal and say "how dare you" or "pervert" or whatever she does in the original. I forget exactly. There's only a couple times you actually have to catch her. In the original game, she would not go down ladders at all.
Yeah.
You had to catch her every time.
Yeah.
Which was hilarious when you slapped the armor on her, and Leon had to catch her when she had armor.
Do they still have that? The old classic costumes?
If you beat the game on, it's either hardcore or veteran, you get armor for Ashley.
Sweet.
Which is good because she still gets kidnapped. Like,
Leon.
I hope she's heavy enough that the enemies can't pick her up. It's not really a problem, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say I haven't accidentally gotten a game over by shooting her in the ass when the enemy picks her up. But yeah, the big other change they made was Salazar is not like a child anymore. He goes by Ramon, and he's like a weird. The only word I can use is midget. Because
I thought that was the case in the original, that he wasn't a child, he was just very short.
So in the original, it's like a child stopped aging at 14 and then just kept getting wrinklier.
Oh, so sort of like I've forgotten his name. Kid from Different Strokes.
Benjamin Button?
Gary Coleman. That was it, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
He had that, where he just stops aging in terms of growth, but just keeps aging otherwise.
Yeah. In this, he's like a stunted little manlet person who's very old and covers it up very poorly with white makeup. And pretends to be a noble. Although he technically is a noble, but he definitely pretends. Until the boss fight, where it's straight up a comedy routine. Like, Leon treats him very seriously until you fight him in the boss fight, and then it's just then you get the comedy dialogue that comes out. It's so jarring.
I'm kind of okay with that because that was just Resident Evil 4.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I'm fully into I wish they treated him less seriously to begin with. Like, he's a laughable dumb figure who goes by Ramon now. Ramon. Instead of, I definitely prefer Salazar. That's way better to say. It's way more fun. But the only thing I've found so far that I don't like is, unless you start a new game, you're locked off from S rank. If you, in New Game Plus, the highest rank you can get is A. So some of the highest level challenges, there's one of the bonus weapons you can't get. One of the 3 bonus weapons, by the way. They don't have any other ones. No, I mean they have other weapons. Like the infinite ammo rocket launcher is not considered a bonus weapon, nor is the Chicago typewriter or the hand cannon. I think the hand cannon might be a bonus weapon.
Yeah.
It's important because one of the challenges you need to get beat the game on professional in new game without using any bonus weapons.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. That's a pretty common thing with this sort of game.
I don't like that, honestly. In the remake of 3, you could get every rank, every weapon, every difficulty, everything, no matter what. All of your unlockables were account-wide, and they just worked. And you could, you could blitz through the hardest difficulty, which was the point. I don't know. I don't like the limitations on challenges. It's just bad. I don't like it.
All right.
It's nice for people who want to take on that challenge, but like I worked hard to unlock this weapon. I want to use it.
Yeah, well,
to make this hard challenge a little easier.
Yeah, well, get good, Scrub.
Fair. I mean, yeah, basically. I'm not good enough to beat the hardest difficulty on new game. That's just the fact. Sorry, patient. You were saying something? I didn't hear
you. No, just acknowledging your points.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of part of the fun of those games is getting good enough that you can do the crazy bullshit. Like, at some point, I intend to finish Hi-Fi Rush and do all of the stuff in it and do the Rhythm Tower and all that kind of crap. But we know what happens when I say I intend to do something, so.
Yeah.
So, I enjoy that sort of stuff when I can get really into it. Not everyone's going to be really into it. That's just how that works. But there is stuff there for those people. I can't say I hate that. Giving people stuff for them to enjoy. And if you want to enjoy it too, give it a go. See how it goes, kind of thing. It's like, hey, try enjoying this game in a different way to give it more replay value, kind of thing.
That's fair. I'm supremely confident there's going to be at minimum patches and at most DLC because there's no mercenaries mode or separate ways or any of the DLC that was in the base game.
They have said that they're going to do the mercenaries mode, but it hasn't come out yet. Like that was in a trailer, and it was just like, "Hey, line from a mercenaries character," and then it says "the mercenaries," and that's it.
Oh. So far, the only thing we've got separate ways is one of the lines Leon says to Ada is like, "This is where we go our separate ways," and that's it.
In fairness, separate ways kind of sucks.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was weird.
It was very clearly made separately from the rest of the
game. You could tell based on the resolution of the cutscenes. Jesus. I'd love to see it though, just for more content. I mean, I'd buy it.
One would assume they would give it the proper production, etc. You know what I mean? Sorry.
Yeah, definitely make it good and not an artifacted piece of crap. I say patches because when you sell your guns, which you should definitely do when you're done with them, because you get all of your money back. There's no loss for money when you upgrade them. You can't buy them again, and you can't find them on repeated playthroughs. So once you sell a gun, it's gone. So, I just sold both of my magnums and I think one of my shotguns to afford the infinite ammo rocket launcher. I will never see those magnums again until they patch the game. I sold my semi-automatic rifle early on, and man, I missed that because that's a good gun, and didn't realize I would never get it again. So yeah, overall, fantastic game. They really did a great job. I haven't ran into any bugs. There's some mild clipping with some of the models in like some of the actions, but that's it. And in base costumes, I should say. Things
Yeah,
get
the
way more
extra
forgivable
costumes
when you
always do stupid shit. We know how that
Yeah,
goes.
they're not designed to handle vanilla cutscenes, so that's fair. But yeah, fantastic game. I'm enjoying it. I will probably complete playthrough 4 tonight because I can blitz through the game.
So, the question now becomes: we've had remakes of 1, 2, 3, and 4 now.
I assume they're going to do 5, and then the hard question is: do we remake 6 or do we just make a different 6?
I would say, how do we remake 5? Do we just play it straight like we did with Spanish Napoleon, where we have spear chucking zombies who live in grass huts and scream at you, and we mowed them down by the hundreds? Or do we not do that? Because I feel like we should not do that.
I mean, does it even matter? Like,
yeah, I mean,
I don't think anyone actually took that game seriously.
it wasn't great back then, though. That's the thing. It wasn't great optics back then.
Oh, I remember. I mean, one of the pre-order
very
bonuses
different
was
now to how it was back then.
one of the pre-order bonuses was a golden medallion shaped like Africa. Yeah, it was bad.
So yeah, if I had to guess, I would say if they remade 5, they would really, really downplay the fact that it's in Africa, and they would spend like half of the game would just be the DLC that was the prequel of Chris and Jill hunting down Wesker.
God, I hope not. I mean, yeah, it was good. That flashback was good, but
I feel like they would just massively expand that sequence and have that be half the game. Then the other half of the game is working with Sheva to track down Jill and Wesker again. And we don't go into African villages.
definitely not African villages. Oh man.
Yeah, so I feel like that's how they would do it if they wanted to do it. I don't know if they... Maybe they'll remake Code Veronica next.
I'd be down for that.
I never really...
I don't think I ever actually beat Veronica, so yeah.
Poor Steve.
Yeah. Wait, wasn't Steve the whiny cunt?
Yeah, but he gets it hard.
Oh. His death is not worth the treatment.
So yeah, that's I don't know. And I can't even imagine for 6.
I don't think you can remake 6. You just make a different 6.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna say a hot take, and I don't even know if it counts. I think they're setting up a different 6. They've changed enough small elements of the long-term overarching plot that I don't think 6 is possible anymore.
They have changed a fair amount of stuff, yes.
Yeah, 6 was had all the stuff with like the Wesker family clones and everything. Yeah, I'm not sure.
If they remake 5, we have a definitive answer because of how it ends. But I think there's some stuff that happens in the last part of RE4 remake, with Ada specifically, that changes things. I don't want to spoil it because the game came out 2 days ago. But
I think I might have an idea of what they might have changed, yes. Because I remember how that went in the original. And I don't know for a fact, because, I haven't played it, so I don't know whether this counts as spoiling it.
I mean, you can say your guess. I mean, you're just guessing.
My
like
guess
anyone else.
would be Ada is the one that steals the Las Plagas virus. Like, she steals a sample of it and delivers it to Wesker.
I mean, that happened in the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if she, say, for example, didn't do that for some reason or another, things would go a bit differently.
Yeah, it's a fair guess.
That would be my guess. That was also the moment that kind of said, yeah, Ada is a complete fucking villain and she needs to die, by the way, so, you know.
Oh, yeah, fair.
That was my opinion on her character from that point forward.
I didn't... When I played the first... through RE4, the original game, the first time, I was not old enough to care about the plot or overarching anything. And I didn't remember Ada from 2. So I didn't pay attention to any of that. So she wasn't really a good, bad person. She was just there.
She existed.
Yeah.
She existed and she was in a, like, slitted red dress, and that was all little Sisa cared about.
Pretty much. I don't think the graphics were even good enough for me to be like, oh, sexy lady. It's just like, oh, lady. All right. So yeah, that's been my week. The first 4 days of the week leading up to that were boring and nothing. A very slow wait. Although the 40K convention is happening, or happened rather, starting on Wednesday. So I didn't go to it, obviously, but I got a couple friends who did, and they had a great time. So it seems to have gone well.
Cool.
Anyone else have anything they forgot during their week? 'Cause I know that
Apparently,
happens.
Sonic Frontiers got updated.
Yeah, I haven't got a
They
chance to
added
play it
challenge
yet.
modes and stuff.
Oh, like an actual full content update?
Yeah, you can do time trials of multiple stages, and you can do what is basically a boss rush kind of thing, where you
Okay.
fight like enemies and then the bigger enemies, and then you fight one of the titans. I think is how that works. So you can refight the big boss fights that everyone loves. So that's
Well,
pretty
fair enough. That sounds good.
It is apparently one of 3 big free updates.
That are planned, or like this is...
That they're gonna
They're
do.
playing. They're gonna do extra. I think they said extra story stuff and extra playable. Make the playable characters for playing as Amy, Knuckles, and Tails. Also, Amy's gonna be playable in Sonic Origins Plus, which they're coming around with
Okay.
Hmm.
in all of the games, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's a new one. Okay. All the Sonic Origins was 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles, right?
Yep.
Okay, I wasn't sure whether CD was in there.
I'm actually. I'm pretty sure CD is in there actually.
I kind of hope they do the and Knuckles meme, only it's and Amy.
But
Featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
Amy and Amy save Amy.
It'll have so it's getting Sonic Origins Plus has playable Amy, and also has 12 Game Gear games that will be emulated and playable in the Games Museum. And the Game Gear versions are Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog Triple Trouble, Sonic Blast, Sonic Chaos, Sonic Drift 2, Sonic Labyrinth, Sonic Spinball, Tails Adventure, Tails Sky Patrol, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
That's pretty fucking good.
And I think
I played some of those games. Those games are good.
If you already have the game, Sonic Origins, it's just $10 to get the expansion pack.
Wicked. I didn't check whether they like fixed the problems that people had with Sonic Origins when it first came out.
They were saying that there's also a lot of bug fixes coming as well with it.
Cool.
Oh, that's good.
I will hold off then, and then play it when it's good. I don't like that this has become an increasingly prevalent thing of, hey, we'll fix it after release, but I appreciate that they're at least fixing it after release.
Yeah.
It's more than some companies do, and that's not... You don't want that to be where the bar is, but that's where the bar is. What was the thing that Shigeru Miyamoto said? A delayed game will be good eventually, but a bad game released early will be bad forever. It's not the case anymore. So...
Yeah, with the onset of patches and hotfixes, it's... Yeah.
It's only bad forever when you give up on it, I guess. So says the creator of Star Citizen.
Oh.
Brutal.
Yeah. That game started development, what, over 10 years ago?
It's never coming out.
I mean, it depends. I mean, if it's just one person working on it, yeah, it's going to take a long-ass time.
It is apparently playable at this point. It is much more limited in scope than they said it was going to be, but it is playable.
Well, of course, overpromising is what you tend to do in projects like these.
Yep. Oh well. Yeah. So, I guess that's an episode. I'm pretty sure we did Patreon last time because it was a shit show. I remember now. Yeah. I never did check if there was a way. I think I did very briefly check to see whether I could find a way to find like the actual donated amounts next to names, and I couldn't. So, it is what it is.
And it is bad.
It's inconvenient. Let's call it that.
Yeah, that's the better word. My mind blanked for a minute.
I get why Patreon do it that way, because usually the only thing that matters is the tiers. So.
Yeah, lots of crying going on.
Yeah, okay. That's what we're ending on, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the podcast. Discord link in the description, Patreon link in the description. Bye, everybody.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah.